Warning! Today we're going to talk about the Havok, the new defensive head from Maverik. Very good stuff. Let's go. Alright, so before we get started opening this, I want to talk about the name, Havok. I think that name is so great for a long stick MIDI head or defender head, which this is both. Because, I mean, their job is to just wreak havoc, especially in LSM. I mean, I always used to tell my LSMs, including my son, the real name of your position is LSM to FSU. And when he was, on a face-off, when he's right by the box, hey, FSU, FSU. And, you guys who are older or good with bad words probably can figure out what that means. You guys who are younger, don't worry about it. But it is an LSM's job to FSU. They get in there, they just mess everything up. They ruin a day. Face-off guy comes up with it, boom, LSM's there on his hands. They getting a fast break, they're winning it forward, LSM's cutting off the break, shutting it down. I mean, you're just there to ruin things for the offense. And in the middle of the field. And it's just such a valuable thing to have that pole out in the field. So Havok, that's what LSMs do. That's what close defenders do. They just wreak havoc with that 6 feet, with a stiff, mean head on the end of that 6 feet. Deadly. All right, so let's get into this thing. All right. Cool Maverik hat. Cool Maverik shirt. I love that shirt. It's a nice shirt. Nice. Couple extra goodies. Maverik socks, always good, love socks. Alright, so here it is. Here's the Havok. What's the price on this? I think it's 90 bucks. We'll start with that. So inside the box, Havok, strip, scoop, create. Exactly, and it says that all over the box. Strip, scoop, create. In here in the bottom of the box it says, for the elite playmaking LSM and defenseman. Alright, so there it is. First thing I noticed is that it's light for a defensive head. I think it's 5.6 ounces, but I mean, that's good. We've had some some defensive heads, heads that geared for defensemen that were, beefy and stiff, but also kind of just cumbersome. This is going to be like a surgical weapon for LSMs with those precise checks. I mean, this thing is, and then two-way. Look at that narrow face shape. You can, like it said, scoop and then create. You can take this to the opposite end and shoot, feed, accurate passes. You can play some offense with this for sure. I mean, that narrow face shape is absolutely going to help you with ball control, ball retention. There's, through the past however many years, I mean, defensive heads have been wide, and I get the thinking, you get them those big flared out wings up here, and you can knock down passes, you can pick off passes, but it's one of those things that I think the athleticism of the defender is more valuable. Your stick is up, your stick is in the lane. If you're moving and you're quick and you've got good eye-hand coordination, an extra little bit on each side of the head isn't going to make a difference. You are going to make the difference. So, I like a head shaped like this, not overly wide, that a defender or an LSM can they can play the field more so like a MIDI when they go coast to coast, or when they can pick one up and create. So I like that. So it's, like I said, it's lighter than I would have expected. There's a lot of cutouts. The throat has a bunch of cutouts. It's got four struts. It's really stiff. I mean, plenty stiff. Nice stiff scoop, man. Oh, poke checks. Ouch. It's the 4 struts with the X-Rail technology, very stiff. Stiff where you want it to be. They've definitely removed some material to lighten it up. The scoop is called, or the scoop technology is called ground control. There's a little embossed GC in here. Ground control to Major Tom. Good name. Ground control is good. It's really like a smooth bevel. Apparently, it's just great for close quarters, scrum ground balls. And again, I attribute that, the success in ground balls more so to the athlete. But if you're in tight with a group of athletes all fighting for that ball, any kind of advantage will help. It seems like this is a good scoop. Just holding it right here, I can't tell how it feels. But I think a lot of different angles for this scoop will work. Feels good. It's like I said, it's stiff, very thick, but that smooth bevel, I mean, it's going to be smooth for ground balls. Made in the USA stamp back here. Nice square, big stringing holes, or top string holes. Big holes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About the first 6, and then they shrink just a little bit. They retain the same shape throughout. The bottom rail is what they call their level 4 bottom rail. This being a defensive head, the popular thinking is that high pockets or mid-high pockets for defenders. I don't agree with that. It's always been a sticking point for me. And Chris from Mainly Mesh, I don't know, 6 months ago, posted a video where he mentioned kind of thinking the same thing, and we talked about it in the comments a little bit, and we totally agree. I would much rather have a defender with a mid pocket and maybe lose a fraction of a second on his ground ball getting it in to possession up here to get it here, in a deep set pocket in the channel, in the tight part of the head where he's going to have more ball retention, able to control that ball better, and then most importantly, get it out of his stick with accuracy. So I know that you've all seen defenders sail them, right? With a high pocket, the ball sitting up here, it's not there's a lot of wiggle room. There's a lot of ball movement. If they're trying to get up into that throwing position, ball's wiggling around in the pocket up here, even with depth, and then they sail it. They can sail it out this way, they can sail it out this way, because they don't have the benefit of that long stroke, that long channel through the head, through the mesh, to come out right where they want it. Now, long passing for defenders is huge. It's so important. Just about every pregame, just about every practice, poles should be practicing their long passing. For clears, cross field, back to the goalie, hitting a breaking midi, or an attackman who V-cut to get open. Long passes are huge. So if you're a defender who loves that high pocket and you have occasionally sailed them and thrown terrible passes, you might want to rethink that pocket location for yourself. Drop it down. Like if you're straight high pocket, maybe drop it down to a mid-high. If you're going mid-high mostly, think about mid. This definitely will be probably best for a mid-high, mid-high. I'm going to go mid in it for sure. You could put a high pocket in it, but I wouldn't. I don't think the benefit is there. I don't think the benefit of, the reasoning people say for a high pocket is to get that ball in your stick quicker on a ground ball. Again, I think it comes down to the athlete. If he's got a low pocket here and he's busting his ass on a ground ball, he's working his, and he's got the fundamental skills to get a ground ball, the difference between here and here at a full speed ground ball, negligible, right? But the difference between a 60-yard pass from here and a 60-yard pass from here, big difference in the quality of that pass, in the consistency of that pass. So, if you guys are defenders, it's summer, maybe try a different pocket placement. If you're married to that high pocket, get loose. Go to a camp, go to a summer league game, pickup game, anything. Maybe just try a lower pocket. I honestly think there's a benefit there, and there's a drawback to a high pocket. And the perceived benefit of a high pocket is not as great as people might think. Anyway, so I'm going to put a mid pocket in this. Mid-high is fine. You could definitely do a mid-high. Nothing wrong with the mid-high. I mean, there's still plenty of stick, still plenty of channel to get that accurate passing through. But I think I'll put a mid in. All right, let's move on. So it's got the DuraTough material, so it's consistent in all weather. X-rail technology through their struts, plenty strong, feels very stiff. I think, you know, I don't see, you know, a lot of defensive heads have had trouble with warping over the years, you know, the different manufacturers, and I don't see where this will warp, if it will. Maybe, see, even that, I mean, it's so hard to pinch it in on the back side. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this holds up, but I think it's very well designed, and it feels stiff enough to not warp. Which, you know, defenders put these things through hell, and they put their poor little attackman through hell, checking them with it. Two screw holes, which is good. The jewel on this, you know, it's just the standard Maverik jewel, but on this hyperlight blue, and that looks so nice. It's just such a clean looking head. It's available in this hyperlight blue, white, gray, and black. The bottom string holes are interesting. It's got 5 holes, but then this middle one is sort of elevated and kind of juts out on a point. Sort of matches the shape of the ball stop. It's very cool looking. I don't know, I can't see the benefit of it right now, just, you know, eyeballing it. You could definitely get 2 strings up through the middle there. Now, I don't know what it'll do, but it's cool looking. It's for sure cool looking. I don't think there's any drawbacks to this design, but I like the way it looks. They say it's best in class strength to weight ratio, and that is not surprising at all. So like I said, it's 5.6 ounces, I believe. And man, it feels light, surprisingly light for a head this stiff. I really think this is going to be a big seller. It goes on sale tomorrow, July 4th. Today is July 3rd. A lot of good stuff goes on sale tomorrow. Actually, I have another video to do today or something else. But, you know, pick one of these up, guys. If you're a defender, you're ready for a new head, you're ready to try something new, get one of these this summer, string it up, you know, use it through the remaining tournaments or whatever you've got going on this summer, through fall ball. I think it'll be primed and ready to go. Maybe you need a restringing before the season, but maybe not. You know, it might just be perfectly broken in. So yeah, guys, go check this out. I'll put a link in the description to go to the Maverik site to check it out. But this is absolutely a good option for LSMs and close defenders. I'm a big fan of this head. I'm going to string it up, post some pictures of it. It's good stuff. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video.